ギャラドスパイピカチュウ始め。ピカチュウ10万ボルト。
階段ポップ。どう？電気技は水で防ぐのよ。雨乞い。ジムの中になんで？気持ちいい。
気にするなピカチュウ。
ギャラドス暴風。
ピカチュウ聞こえるか。この暴風を登れ。
はあ？
電気を足場に。サトシらしい。スパーキングギガボルト。
よっしゃ！やったぞピカチュウ！
Oh boy. Now, I've been on the record about my opinion on the Final Fantasy VII Remake. I've basically avoided all the spoilers and most information about the game. I've seen a few kind of negative reactions to it, and I've been hearing some things about changes in the game centering around time travel or something like that. I don't know. I know so little about the game. I actually feel blessed because I've often said that I wasn't sure that I was going to buy it because I don't like being piecemealed and ending up having to pay like $300 for a game, which is probably what this is going to end up being. Lord knows how many parts it's going to be, how long we're going to have to wait between parts. And it's almost like I'd rather just wait until the entire game was out and I could enjoy it. That said, it also took me like 8 months to finish Red Dead Redemption 2, maybe longer. So getting pieces of it might actually be better off for me. Now, you knew that some of the reviews that were going to come out were going to be hilarious. And with, I think, Australia and some parts of the country already getting the game like a week or two ago due to physical pre-orders. And by the way, I have no problem with that. I'm happy for them. I've also successfully avoided any of that stuff. But Kotaku put out one of the most hilarious articles today about the game, and it's getting absolutely destroyed. I saw it trending. I saw Kotaku trending. I'm like, did they close down? Did they lay people off? Nope. Just a horrendously bad take about Final Fantasy VII and whining that the easy mode was, and wait for it, too easy. That's right, too easy. Final Fantasy VII Remake's easy mode is way too easy. Also, Kotaku, an easy mode has never ruined a game. This mode was literally made for game journalists. Now, look, I'm not one of those people that is hardline games shouldn't have easy modes. If you want to have an easy mode to play, who cares? I don't think that there's any problem with it. Now, I'm not going to mark down a game for not having an easy mode. I'm not going to say that a game that lacks an easy mode is gatekeeping like the world of game urinalism did with Sekiro. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice needs to respect its players and add an easy mode. Also, Forbes, no, Sekiro Shadows Die Twice absolutely does not need an easy mode. This whole debacle about games journalists whining about games being too hard because disabled people is ridiculous. It harkens back to the hilarious Daniel Takahashi playing the Cuphead tutorial for what could only be described as 40 to 90 hours to jump over a block. I may have exaggerated that amount of time, but it felt like that long. Now, Eric Kane has put out some good articles on Forbes, and he starts off with, "Dark times lie ahead of us. There will be a time when we must choose between what is easy and what is right." Albus Dumbledore. "Your greatest teacher, failure is." Also a great quote. Yoda. "I grew up in an era of brutally difficult games, punishing games. Right behind that wonderful Super Mario World, you'll see Fester's Quest. NES.
This gun is useless. It just circles around everything. Look at that. It went completely around that frog and it didn't even hit him. I can't even shoot because the house and trees are in the way."
You know why I own that game in its original box? Is because I remember just how annoyingly difficult it was. You know why I don't have a complete NES Connect collection. I'll never have the money for that. But I have games that are memorable. You know which games are memorable? Ninja Gaiden. Brutally difficult. But when you beat a level, when you finally succeeded, it felt so good. Now, there are games that I remember from my childhood that were just annoyingly difficult for difficult sake, like Fester's Quest and that stupid weapon the bullet spun around in circles. It was annoying.
I can't use the gun. I am so dead. So dead. Oh my god, if I could just get past this one guy.
I'm not saying games have to be hard to be good. I'm just saying those are the ones you most often remember, not the ones that you just sleptwalk through. But Kotaku puts out this tweet and just gets absolutely destroyed. Final Fantasy VII Easy Mode is way too easy. You see Lofty Pixels, somebody you may recognize from editing my videos. "I bet you rushed the F out of it too. You're boring." Saying, "Steadily depleting. I barely healed at all during the game's final moments, boss." That's the thing. Why don't you just download all the cutscenes off YouTube? You know, why? You're not even playing the game. You can see Dylan Sprouse coming in here and absolutely destroying them. In a compelling example of journalism excellence, Final Fantasy VII Remake's water mode is way too wet. A harken back to the hilarious IGN Kelly Prague, the one that also whined about zombies being too white in Days Gone, marking down a Pokemon game because the water world had too much water. It's almost as if easy mode is for people who want to have a good time with the game without being frustrated. Crazy, huh? Slow news day? You're kind of special, aren't you? Weren't y'all supposed to shut down? First, people are complaining that Sekiro and Doom are too hard. Now they're complaining about this. I just don't understand anymore. It's Kotaku. They complain about something. It's the only way they get clicks. Easy mode is easy. More news at 11. Now, Kotaku's Twitter account has been on absolute. They're pushing out as many articles as they can. We see from 4 hours ago, 795 comments, 891 likes. Obviously, this is going to increase. And of course, it's going to spice up the whole conversation. We're going to be talking about this probably Saturday when all the other fellow games journalism majors rush to the defense of Kotaku for whining that an easy mode is too easy. Look, I'm not saying a game has to be brutally difficult, but Final Fantasy VII is about overcoming. Just like a lot of RPGs, it's about overcoming adversity. And if a game doesn't have any of it, it's not memorable. It's boring. Nobody cares. Indeed, trying to shame anyone for their difficulty choices is the most pathetic thing. Clinging onto this allows people with low self-esteem to siphon some semblance of worth. Oh, I would just wonder. You just wonder. I'm obviously blocked by whoever this is. So let's see who chimes in. Oh, Jacksepticeye. Wait, am I blocked by Jacksepticeye? Having the easy mode like this allows so many more people with accessibility issues to play the game. Calling it button mashing BS is ridiculous. Again, a stunning side-by-side. And easy mode has never ruined a game. Here comes Schreier. Maybe all games should have a very easy mode. It's stunningly hilarious. Ryan Watt coming in here, roasted him. Just a disaster. The article itself, random. Now, the argument that easy mode is too easy is obviously ridiculous in the first place. If you think easy mode is too easy, then play normal mode and maybe, I don't know, work for it. Maybe understand that some games take more than one try to beat. Maybe you work all day on defeating a main boss, and then when you finally do, it is one of the most satisfying things I can describe. Combat in Final Fantasy VII Remake, especially when facing a powerful boss, involves juggling normal and special attacks, destructive and healing magics, and strategically exploiting enemy weaknesses. Unless you're playing in easy mode, then it's just button mashing BS. Ah, my brain hurts! If you're whining that it's too difficult, or it's too easy, play the difficult. I spent 40 hours playing through Final Fantasy VII Remake, mostly on normal mode, the highest difficulty initially available. No hard items, no hard unlocks. I burned through portions and character reviving Phoenix Downs as I battled robots, mutant creatures, and Shinra soldiers. Then came the dogs toward the end of the game. When the encounter with a bunch of Shinra bloodhounds, it's not a boss fight, just a regular encounter between Aerith, Tifa, and a bunch of genetically modified puppers. The two characters separated from the rest of the party were quickly overwhelmed by snapping canine jaws, and again, there were just too many of them. I barely had time to get their ATB gauges to the point where they could use items or cast spells. As Jason Schreier mentioned in his incredibly helpful tip post, there is no shame in switching to easy mode for this battle. After reloading from the game over screen 5 times, that's exactly what I did. There is no shame in it. Now, 5 times, failing 5 times is enough for you to give up. I would question whether you're ever going to achieve anything of any worth in real life. Now look, if you're making the argument for people with physical disabilities being able to enjoy the game, sure. But we all know games journalism is a mental disability. The dogs, which tore my people apart from time to time, went down in under 30 seconds in easy mode. I didn't use spells, I didn't use abilities, I barely had time to do so. Basic attacks, highly ineffective. In normal difficulty mode, ripped through those doggos apart like they were tissue paper. If you want to fully appreciate Final Fantasy VII's Remake's nuanced and versatile battle system, play in normal mode, except for the dogs. Those darn murderous dogs. I think this is partly why devs from Software don't bother with easy modes. They have one set mode that they want to balance everything around. That's all they want to do. Not that there's anything wrong with this approach, where you have an easy mode that's no challenge, but I can see why devs might want to go other routes as well. Now, there are going to be some big-brained gamer takes, which obviously I don't think are necessarily the truth. You know, yes, it's okay that games have easy mode. Where it's not okay is whining if they don't, or whining that games are too hard. Never change games journalists. Now, honestly, I was on the fence about buying Final Fantasy VII, and I think I'm going to buy it now. I think after seeing everybody talking about it, I'm ready to jump in. So I'll stream it tonight. Make sure you follow me on Twitch or DLive or here on YouTube. I stream everywhere. We'll see you then. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.